Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome to the show. It's Kelsey here, your co-host, one of your hosts. I'm an inspirational blogger and author, and I'm super passionate about teaching people how to love themselves and raise their vibration that way, and also how to manifest their desires and make their dreams come true. And I'm here with my friend, Lindsay,
Hey
slash
guys.
co-host, slash awesome hypnotherapist. And she helps people work with their mind to really
Subconscious.
tinker
We
around in
rewire the
there.
crap that's not working in your subconscious and the outdated gunk and junk, which we all have, no judgment, and we release it to start on your path to awesomeness, whatever that means to you. Success, wealth, relationships, anything is possible when you get your mind, 100% of your mind on track. So that's what I do. And today we have such a cool topic for you guys. We always say the topic's cool because we really believe in them, but today's going to be really cool. What is today? Tell them, Kels.
Today, we're talking about remembering your value. So, this goes along with the whole self-love realm and also just self-empowerment space of how can you recognize your inherent worth? How can you see how beautiful you already are? How can you recognize how awesome you already are? And how do we bring this to our conscious awareness so that we can really just embrace what's unique about us and live in a state of appreciation for ourselves and in a state of appreciation for being ourselves.
So you want to just dive in? Because I have a really good question that we can begin with.
Yeah, girl.
Why does it matter if we value ourselves?
Oh, that's a loaded question.
Self-value 101. Why does it even matter? Who cares?
Well, one, these are not going to be in any particular order, but one thing is that if you don't value yourself, probably not very many other people in your life will. So you're going to have reflections in your physical reality of people disrespecting you, people not taking ownership for you, people not valuing you, people not seeing your awesomeness. So we don't want that, obviously. That's one reason to remember your value consciously. But also, it's a way to really own your power, own your uniqueness, raise your vibration, and it's a form of self-love because we're all inherently valuable and we're all already enough, but we've practiced in this lifetime just thinking the opposite of that, thinking I'm not enough, I'm not worthy, this person left me, this commercial says I'm too fat, blah, blah, blah. You're always being programmed to believe the lie that you're not enough, that you don't have any value, that there's no reason for you to be here, and then you're questioning your existence and you're thinking that you're ugly, and it just leads to all the bad things in life. So that's why it's so important to remember your value and to see it for what it is, because it's already there. That's the thing. It's not like you have to change to be better. You literally just have to see how awesome you already are.
And if you need proof of this, look at any child below the age of like 5. They are the epitome of self-value. They're proud to show their accomplishments. They believe that they can do anything. Like the magic in life is still very real for them. So they believe they can accomplish anything they want. They could be a dinosaur when they grow up if they want to. So it's not really until we get to about school age and shortly after that we begin to see the rain on our parade and really like dampen what we believe is of what our abilities are and our value is, because we have all these societal constructs and stereotypes and stuff being pressed down on us. And it's kind of like, not to be a Debbie Downer, but it kind of kills the spirit a little bit. It kind of like, once you become programmed to society, it's almost impossible to have that duality where you're still normal in society, but you also have all these like superhuman abilities that we're all born with. It's almost,
this is inspiring me to go on a rant. Can I go on a rant here about something?
I know. Yes, please do.
Okay, this is going to be an unfiltered, very passionate rant about the topic of humility. Because when you're talking about little kids, like little kids are not humble because they don't need to be. They're just like, I'm great. Look at this drawing I made. I got a gold star at school.
Like that's your default setting.
I'm such a fast runner.
Yeah.
Like that's how we're supposed to be. So what I really want to say is like, fuck humility. Like, why is it even a thing? It's so, I mean, I
Yeah.
understand that from one perspective, it's like, oh, you don't want to think that you're better than other people, but it's not about that. In my
Yeah.
definition of being not humble, of being like excited about being you, it means that you're excited about being you. It has nothing to do with other people. Just because you're awesome doesn't make anyone else less awesome than you. We're all awesome in our own ways. So I think that's maybe where the confusion comes from. But like, humility is just so stupid. Like, why would you dim your shine? Like, why would you dim your light just to make other people more comfortable? When in reality, if you're owning your power and owning your awesomeness, you're actually giving others permission to do the same.
Well, and I think the opposite is true too. And I think, a lot of times people will confuse self-value or making themselves a priority with like selfishness or narcissism or anything like that, when the definition of a lot of these negative connotations is the fact that by them getting what they want, it means they have to take the action of stepping on someone else. And unless that's the kind of person you are anyway, it's not something really that you need to worry about. I feel like the kind of best version of you is going to be the kind of person you already are. So if you're somebody who looks out for others, if you're somebody who like takes others' feelings into account, then it's not going to all of a sudden turn you into like Scrooge McDuck or somebody like that's a villain just because you have the thing that you want. Also, man, this is gonna we just dove right into this. But also I think that when you talk about like F humility, I'm not feeling like too brave to say it, but like F humility, who cares about like caring what other people think? When you mention about when you own your light, you're giving others permission to do that. I also think that a lot of these feelings about, confusing it with selfishness is that by you being yourself and being proud of yourself and owning your accomplishments and wanting to share those accomplishments with people, you feel like other people will see you as being selfish, or it's not about how you feel, it's about how you're afraid other people will see you. And so not only are you taking on you're giving them beliefs before they can even voice their beliefs. You're like putting words into their mouth. And even if that does happen, instead of taking full ownership of yourself, you're also taking ownership over their feelings of inferiority, which you didn't put on them. You can't control their choices and how they feel. You can only take care of yourself. And so I think you're right. Both of those things are true when you're afraid of being, owning your value and being the number one person in your life in a good way, not in a selfish way, but in a good way where you're lifting others up instead of using that to push them down. And again, you have zero responsibility over how that makes someone feel just because you love yourself.
Yeah, and there's a big difference between being conceited,
Yeah,
and like self-celebration.
exactly.
Conceit is like when you're coming from a place of I'm better than other people.
Right.
Self-celebration, what I'm talking about, not being humble in a conscious way, is like I'm awesome, so is everybody else, but this is like how I'm awesome.
Exactly. Yes. Yes, I'm awesome. And so by me giving myself permission to acknowledge my awesomeness, maybe you will give yourself permission to acknowledge your awesomeness. We're all amazing in so many different ways that I feel like because one person has something or we see something in someone else, we automatically feel inferior. But that's on us. That's not on them. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, and we're all meant to be different and kind of like complete each other and help each other in
mhm.
different ways. Like that's the whole thing. If we were all the same, we couldn't help each other with anything. We wouldn't have different skills and talents and values and gifts. We wouldn't really need each other. We wouldn't really rely on each other. We wouldn't feel connected. Like it would be so off and so different. But the whole point of being uniquely you is that you have special gifts to bring to the world. You have special talents. You have special perspectives. Um, you have your own special fingerprint in the way that you just live your life and interact with other people. And that's something that's really beautiful and should definitely be celebrated. And so in this
Mhm.
episode, we want to give you like some practical ways to start noticing your value, start owning your value. And if anything, just take away the fact that like, just because you love yourself and you think you're awesome, that doesn't mean you're hurting anybody else. If anything,
Yeah.
you're feeling better. You're raising the vibration of the planet. You're doing your part just by feeling better as an individual, and that's going to affect a lot of people in a positive way.
Yeah. And any backlash is on them, not you.
Yeah, and if other people are uncomfortable when you start to really step into your power and own your awesomeness and really be thankful for being you, and when you start owning that, it's going to trigger people, and that's not your
Mm-hmm.
problem. That's
Yeah.
their problem. That's an opportunity, an invitation for them to see, why am I getting triggered? Why is this bothering me? Why don't I want other people to succeed? Why am I jealous of this person? That's just going to be part of their journey, but it's not your fault if people get uncomfortable because you're living like your best life and you're being you unapologetically.
That's an important piece. I think we shouldn't graze over that, what you just said. It's part of their journey, not yours. Whatever stuff is coming up for them, you're only responsible for your side of the street. Let them figure it out. It's part of their journey. You know what I mean? So I love that you said that. It's part of their journey, not yours. That's wonderful.
Yeah, I think that's really important to remember, especially like with family. Like you're always going to
Yep.
be like triggering your family members, or they're always going to trigger you. And like as much as you love and want to like take care of each other, you also have to be true to yourself first and foremost. And if
Absolutely.
that's accidentally hurting other people, that's not necessarily your fault. It's how they're taking it in, and it's not their fault either. It's not anybody's fault. It just like is what it is. So with that being said, yeah, don't be afraid to start opening up and shining your light, because even if people do leave your life because they're not accepting you and all your fullness and all your authenticity, it's only going to make space for people who can.
Yeah. It's like as you evolve in whatever manner that you do, you have to expect, again, not everybody's on the same path. So you have to almost expect that the people that don't match your vibration, your new, energy and vibe are going to fall away. It's like when you graduate from the 4th grade and you go into 5th grade, but some kids get held back because they're just not ready. They're going to fall away. That's a weird metaphor, but you know what I'm trying to say. So as you continue on your journey, you are going to evolve past maybe certain paths and other people relationships that at one point you were compatible with, you no longer are. So if you stay back, it's just hurting your own progress. But I know it's a really hard thing to do.
Yeah,
Right.
because we don't want to necessarily be triggering the people around us, but from one perspective, it's a gift,
Right.
to be the one who triggers someone into their own growth and their own expansion. So you can't think of yourself as a burden if you're like causing a ruckus and stirring the pot, you know? You just have to do
Exactly.
what feels good to you. And if it's affecting other people, that's how it's meant to be. And it's only going to help everyone in the long run.
Yeah. So let's see, how can we dig deeper into this? Because I like this idea of I've had I've had a handful of clients that, when they want to own their worth and own their power, family does come up a lot. Not wanting to, as you say, stir the pot or ruffle any feathers. And maybe they were taught from a young age that it is selfish, to take your own needs over someone else's, and even if it's in a loving way, or even if it's coming from a self-love standpoint. So it's hard for them to really reconcile their need to step into who they really are, while also not wanting to isolate the family, and not wanting to not receive that love from the family in whatever form that it does. So it is
Yeah.
it is a difficult thing.
I think it comes down to fear of losing the connection. But
Hmm.
like when you're so connected to yourself, that fear about losing other people is not as strong. So I want to point that out. And also, like I said, if people are exiting your life because you're making them uncomfortable by living your best life and being empowered, then those aren't your people, even if they are
Yeah.
your birth family, you know? Sometimes
Yeah.
you have to make a new family, a conscious one where you're choosing people who can really support you and uplift you and help you to live your best life.
And this, I can feel the energy of like this being uncomfortable for a lot of people to
Yeah.
hear. I totally get that. And nobody's telling you what to do. Like me and
Yeah.
Kelsey are always very big on like, we have suggestions, we have our experiences, but we're never going to sit here and be like, do this, do that, or your life's going to be terrible, because we know there are different experiences and exceptions to almost every single rule in the universe. But what I've found is that the longer you resist the evolution, the more uncomfortable you're going to be, until the idea of leaving those things, those people, those relationships, those connections that don't work for you anymore becomes less of a painful thing than staying where you are. Like discomfort, I mean, growth only comes from discomfort. So if you want to see how long you can go in this situation, just know that chances are eventually there's going to come a time where you're just going to be so uncomfortable and some kind of light switch is just going to go off and you're going to be like, nope, can't do it anymore. I just can't. And we all know that feeling of just like, no more. We've all had it at various points in our life. So again, if this is uncomfortable, it probably means it's something you need to look at in your life and see what's not working, because there's a reason it's having this vibration of triggering you as the way that it does. Anything you want to add to that, Kels?
Yeah, I just want to say that it's like totally okay to be uncomfortable, and that's like a
Exactly.
super normal part of the human experience. So don't judge yourself when you're uncomfortable. It's fine. That
We're just
happens.
offering a different
It's
perspective.
not even bad. We're just saying like it's probably going to happen when you're on this journey of like owning your power. We're just kind of warning you here that's going to get uncomfortable. So
Yeah.
let's talk about Kopari real quick. So
Yes.
with all the craziness that's going on in the news, one of our number one New Year's resolutions is to just chill out. And like me and Lindsay both tend to be on the kind of the anxious perfectionist side. So like chilling is always a good thing for us.
I feel
Obviously,
seen.
it's easier said than done, we know. But sometimes it's as simple as taking a few moments to yourself to soothe your body and your mind. And one of our new favorite ways to do this is with the CBD products from Kopari. You've probably heard of Kopari's organic, vegan, premium grade coconut oil products, and it's the same attention to ingredients that makes their CBD line the one to trust. Kopari's products use the only full spectrum CBD whole plant powder on the market, combined with their famous coconut oil for maximum absorption and ultimate nourishment. Kopari is as dedicated to sustainable and quality sourcing with their CBD plants as they are with their coconuts. That's great. If you've got any aches, any kinks in your muscles, anything that needs relief, their CBD Body Calm Cream and Recovery Balm go on smooth and feel amazing. Oh my gosh, I love the cream. It's like, it almost feels like an exfoliant, and I put it on my shoulders after I've done like a long day of hair. And I rub and rub and rub, and it feels so good on my muscles. That's like amazing. If you have a physical job or do anything physical, I believe it's the recovery balm that I'm loving. And that stuff is literally the bomb.
I'm obsessed
The bomb
with
is
the
the bomb.
deodorant. The deodorant has become like my new favorite. It's obviously a CBD deodorant. It helps soothe inflammation and has the freshest herbaceous lavender scent. It's actually like really, really delicious. And it's, you know how like a lot of times you'll put it on and then you won't notice it throughout the day, but it's like a nice fragrance, like the whole day. It lasts a really long time and it works, and it's become my go-to. It definitely is really, really good.
And remember last week when we had our nutritionist friend on, and she was saying that your armpit is like one of the most absorbent places in your body. So to use CBD in your pit is actually like a great idea because it'll get into your system.
Yep. And it's like super safe, which is also great. Like all the ingredients are natural and safe. And if it is going to be the most absorbent, you better be putting some good stuff on there. So guys, remember though, it's the CBD, not THC. So the coconut CBD products won't get you high, just soothe you and calm you with some of nature's biggest power players paired to perfection. And if you're going to try a CBD product, you got to do it right. So go with Kopari. If you guys have been wanting to see what all this CBD fuss and hype is about, let this be the nudge you need. This is your sign. You can get 15% off all CBD products right now when you go to koparibeauty.com/Vibin. That's VIBIN. Once again, KOPARI beauty.com/Vibin for 15% off your order. Kopari.com/Vibin. KopariBeauty.com/Vibin. I remember the Vibin part.
KopariBeauty.com/Vibin. Just
go check it out. Really cool.
Of any confusion. Yes. We like it.
We love it.
Also, the hand lotion, it feels really good, especially because my hands get so dry here in the winter, and just from like doing hair and stuff. It's nice. It's like very like lush and creamy.
All their products are great.
Yep. So let's go into some maybe practical ways we can start to really own our value and see how we're valuable.
Love it.
Okay, cool. So I have a few journal exercises because we all know I'm a journal person. Some lists that you can make, some things to focus on to kind of cultivate your self-worth. And it's not even that you're cultivating more worth because you're already worthy. It's recognizing your worth. And that's why we said remembering your value is like the title and blah, blah, blah. So one of the things you can do is make a list of your gifts, your talents, and things that you're good at.
Yes.
So let's do this together, Lindsay, and just give examples. What would you say some of your gifts are, your talents, things that you're good at, that are like specific to you?
Okay. It's gonna be interesting to put this into words. Y'all know I'm the best at words, but I feel it. Okay, so my husband bought me this coffee mug that has an Aries on it, which is what I am, fire sign all day. But it was like ambitious. I want to say it says stubborn, but I know it's not like that. I just know that that's what it wants to say. It's like ambitious and loyal and all these things. But I really feel like my ambition is one of my biggest qualities. It's one of the things that I feel very blessed to have. And I feel like it comes so naturally to me to know that I can do something and do it right. If I give enough time and attention and practice to it, I know that I can be good at it. And I know that that's a lot of, it's trouble. It's a trouble for somebody, or what do I want to say? It's hard for somebody to think about that sometimes. Like for some people, it's really difficult for them to get okay with knowing that they can be good at anything they want to be good at. So that for me just is something that comes naturally. And you know what? It's usually the things that come most natural to you that are probably your best qualities, because in those moments where you're being your natural self and when you're doing things that show your natural side, you are being the most authentic, which is the most attractive version of yourself that you can be, is in your genuine, authentic self. So I would say that's probably number one, the first thing that comes to mind. Second thing, my biggest quality. I like to incorporate a lot of fun in my mothering, and I like to make memories for my kids. And I think it just comes from not some of my favorite memories of my mom in my childhood are when my mom really went out of her way to make things like memorable and fun for us. So I really try to do that. I'd say that is something that I really hold dear as a quality of mine. What else? I love my hair. My hair is cool sometimes. I like it.
You're reminding me of that video of that little girl and she's standing on like the bathroom counter and she's like doing her affirmations. She's like, I love my hair. I love my haircuts.
Yes.
I love my house.
I love my mom.
Family. I love my mom. And then at the end, she's like, I love my whole life. She gets so excited.
And then she do like a little dance? I haven't seen it in so long, but she's so inspiring. I love that little girl.
At the end, she just like claps. She's like, and I love my whole life. Clap. And then that's like the end.
If you guys don't know what we're talking about, what should they Google? Because they need to see this.
Let's put it on the Patreon. If you go to patreon.com/high vibe, that's where we put longer episodes and bonus content. You can go there to support the show. I'll link it there because it's hilarious. I have to find it.
Oh my God, it's so good.
In the internet, but
it's like the if you're wondering how to look at life, she's got your back.
She's got a great perspective.
She's got it covered. Yeah, I think that's it for me. What do you?
Well,
it's not it, but I think that's enough. Three is good. What do you think, Kelsey?
Okay, some of my gifts and talents and things that I'm naturally really good at. I think I'm really great at explaining things. I have the gift of like presenting information from lots of different perspectives so that people can understand it and digest it in like a simple way. I've been doing that since I was like little. I remember in school once I taught this girl how to multiply because we were learning multiplication that day and like she just didn't get it. And then I was like, it's just that you do this. And I explained it in a different way than the teacher did. And she like got it in like 2 seconds. And I was like, I think there's something to this. I think I'm a good teacher. So that's definitely one of my gifts is like teaching, but also, I love making things and places and people more beautiful. So that goes along with the whole being a hairstylist thing. My house, if you come to my house, it's really beautiful. I love creating like sacred, beautiful spaces. So I'm really good at like making everything and everyone that I touch just like prettier, I would say. And what else is another quality? Things that I'm good at. I'm extremely intuitive and sensitive. So that's definitely like an inherent skill, something that's really valuable. People pay me money for my intuition when I give them card readings and stuff like that. So that's like reflected back to me in like actual dollars, but also just in my relationships, and going through the world, just being sensitive and intuitive. It's really something that I value about myself.
Mm-hmm. That's nice. I love it. Why didn't I think of my work? Of course.
Of course.
I have
Well,
this
okay,
natural
let's flip the
inclination
game.
to help people.
Let's flip the game and say that let's talk about each other and say the things that we think
Cute.
valuable about each other, because this is also something all the listeners can do at home with their partner, with their family, with their friends, even their coworkers. Like, just ask them, hey, what do you think are some of my best qualities, or what makes you like being around me,
Mm-hmm.
or how do you think I bring value to our relationship? What are you really thankful for about me? And you can keep lists of this or have them write you a letter or whatever it is. So Lindsay and I will practice. So I would say for Lindsay, some of the things I love and value about you are that you're a super good friend and you're really supportive, and you always think of like how I'm going to receive stuff before you say it, which I like totally appreciate. I think you're really gifted at being a mom, which I know you touched on before, but I can tell that just like comes naturally to you. And you're also really talented at like
Okay, you're taking too long to answer this.
no, because I'm trying to like pick one. There's a lot. You're really talented at like picking up where I'm like not. So if I'm like not
Yeah,
getting something
perspective
done,
shifts a little
you
bit.
just like get it done. You're like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
swooping in to save the day. You know, you're such a good like teammate, I guess is what I would say.
Aw, thanks, dear.
Yeah.
I do my best. And see, when you play this game, this wonderful practice activity, you might be surprised to hear the answers. Like when she said good friend, I was like, really? Because I feel like, and this is good, this is why this is a good practice, because I really do feel like I can't give enough to my friendships and my outside relationships as I would like to, because of so many things going on inside my home and my career and my the things that kind of fall into my basket, so to speak. So when I hear that, it's very nice. Like when I can give energy to my friendships and my outside relationships, I really, really love to do that. I hold that very dear because I can't do it all the time as much as I'd like. So thank you for that. Makes me feel good that my effort's not going unnoticed.
Yeah, girl.
Okay. Kelsey.
I'm ready to receive all your compliments.
I have some things I've been holding in that I really want to say to you today about how wonderful I think you are. No, for real, for real. The first thing that comes up for me is how strong and resilient you are. Like, you really, really are. You do not mess around when it comes to like growth, and you practice what you preach to the point where, like, what I saw your Insta story today, and you're just like, I was really overwhelmed yesterday, and today I'm feeling a little anxious. Like, you're such an open book when it comes to your journey and how you're feeling day to day and the things that you're struggling with. And I think that's so important when you're, in this kind of work and you're trying to guide others. It's really important that they see your vulnerable side. Plus, not only are you an open book, but you're also like, if you have a meltdown, I don't know what the word is to use. I don't want to say meltdown because it's really not. When you have a processing session, an integrating session, you allow the process, and then you're able to just be like, oh, okay, what's next? You never, and sometimes you do get tired of the process. I know a lot of times you've been exhausted from feeling everything all the time, but you really are one of the most resilient people. You never play the victim. You always know that it's like it's happening for you, which is so important.
Yay. That's so nice.
I don't know if that's a compliment, but it's completely honest.
Those are like all the things that I've been working on and like striving towards lately. So I feel very seen and appreciated right now.
And well, there's more. Hold on.
Oh, all right. Don't stop.
Next,
Don't stop.
I would say the next biggest one that comes to mind is the fact that, like, I, in my vulnerable moments, can come to you and know that you're going to give me insight and perspective from a place of like really wanting to help, like you're not going to just give a half-assed answer and be like, get over it, whatever, which some people do because they don't have the space in their life to take on anyone else's stuff. And I respect that, but I know that everything you tell me and everything that we talk about comes from a place of like intention and passion for the subject and really wanting to like give your best in that situation. And and really kind of give the best of your ability to give me insight, which I always appreciate. Always. So thank you.
Thanks. Yeah. Thanks for all those nice words. I love it. And it's funny that we're kind of both on the same page because earlier I was like, I feel like one of my gifts is like insight and perspective. And you totally were like, oh, that's what I value about you. So it's all lining up.
Yeah. See? So if you need confirmation for stuff that you already feel like you're good at, but maybe need that validation, or if you just don't know, if you can't even come up with something, which happens, don't judge yourself for it, for the love of God. It does happen. But, having that conversation with a close friend or even an acquaintance or somebody that knows even a little about you, they can get you started. If you can't think of anything. This is just, there's no downside to doing this. Find somebody you trust and that you like, and do this. It goes both ways, which is one of the most important things about it. It's not just like, give me compliments and, it's not one-sided. It's a two-way thing, which is beautiful. Or a three-way, get a third person, have a menagerie going on. A menagerie of compliments.
Also,
that was not supposed to be dirty. It just came out dirty.
So that's one of her things that is making me laugh.
I startle people into laughter because they don't see it coming.
And I'm good at laughing. So it all works out perfectly.
Oh, goodness gracious.
So yeah, we already gave you 2 things. Here's another thing you can do. So to recap, I like recapping so we're all on the same page. So the first thing we talked about was making a list of your gifts, your talents, things you're good at from your perspective, and then going around and asking people in your life, what do you value about me? What do you like about me? What's awesome about me? Blah, blah, blah. Keep lists of that. Read over them frequently.
If you don't want to say like, what do you like about me? Because if you're one of those people that words are like, have a certain energy behind them and they really hit you a certain way, you could even say like, what do you get out of our relationship?
Yeah.
That's a great way to say it without being like, give me a compliment. Like, what am I bringing to the table in this relationship? Exactly. Is a great way to say that.
Which brings me to my next exercise. So this is perfect.
First, yes. we have a read. We have to talk about.
Let's do it.
We have to talk about Skillshare. Skillshare.
Skillshare is so cool, you guys. It's fun.
Yeah, it's if you don't know what it is,
tell them what it is.
Let's check it out. It's an online learning community where millions come together to take the next step in their creative journey with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people on topics including illustration, design, photography, video, freelancing, and more. You guys make 2020 a year where you explore new skills, deepen existing passions, and get lost in creativity. There's something for everybody, which is something I really like about this thing. I checked it out, back when we first learned about it, and it really does have something for everybody. There's not a lot to be desired. It has everything. It offers classes designed for real life, so you can move your creative journey forward without putting life on hold. You can learn and grow with short classes that fit your busy routine. Skillshare is also incredibly affordable, especially when compared to pricey in-person classes and workshops. The annual subscription is less than $10 a month, you guys. So, as for me, I love the productivity masterclass about bookkeeping. I loved learning about that. It's something that I needed more work on in my business, and really knowing the how, and the process of doing that, which is very informative. And now I feel like an expert in it. Remember when I said I'd be good at anything I put my mind to? Yeah. Now I'm an expert in it. I declare it. And I also got this, interior design. It's called Style Your Space, Creative Tips for Interior Design. It's always something I've been really interested in. And so learning more about it, was really, really fun and gave me a lot of insight to start decorating more in my house, because every time someone comes over, they tell me it looks like we're moving out, because I haven't decorated anything, but I have now, and I have started. So anyway, if you guys want to take advantage of this, you can explore your creativity at skillshare.com/VIBIN and get 2 free months of premium membership, which is super cool. 2 months. Imagine how much you can learn in 2 months when the classes are like an hour to 2 hours each. crazy. That's a whole 2 months of unlimited access to thousands of classes for free. You can get started and join today by heading to Skillshare.com/Vibin.
Love it. Skillshare
Love
is so
it.
cool, and it's awesome that it's like a membership. So when you're in, and you have access to all the classes you could ever want to take on any given topic that has to do with anything creative. So
Yeah.
check it out.
Skillshare.com/Vibin.
Yeah. So before I was saying that I was so excited because Lindsay was totally talking to my soul and my list that I wrote down, which always happens because we're so in sync.
It always happens.
I was saying that something that's really helpful that you can do, another list to make, because I love my lists, is that you can make a list of what you bring to your relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So this is, I mean, it goes along with the other list, but it's just more specific to relationships. So like, for example, on my list, I could say that I'm a really good encourager and supporter. So that's something that's really valuable about me in the relationships that I have with other people, is I encourage them and I support them. Also, I see the best in everybody. That's just like an inherent ability of mine. So that's another thing that's valuable that I bring to relationships. And I often speak to people and remind them of their innocence and their purity and their awesomeness. What else? Lindsay, do you have a few things that you feel like are value that you bring to your relationships?
Ooh, okay. Well, I definitely take people, like I like to take care of people's needs.
I would say you have like a nurturing quality.
That's the word. Thank you. Nurturing. Jeez, motherly. And I've kind of always been that way. When I was a kid, it was with my parents. And now it's with my children. But it's something that really does come naturally. I mean, it's something that I feel like I definitely brought with me to this earth when I agreed to come back. Is like, yes, this is, one of the character traits that I need to have because I'm going to need it. And I want to, more than that, I really do. If I can help, I will. And that goes for everything. But I also have a very stubborn side. No, we're not talking about negative. But see, that's the thing too, is that's perspective. I don't necessarily see my stubbornness in certain situations as a negative thing. I own all of parts of me and I value each of them in different ways. But
your stubbornness is valuable. So let's dive into this as a good example. Your stubbornness is valuable. Why? Because it helps you to get shit done, because it helps you to not quit, because it gives you perseverance. Can you name like a few of the specific examples of like times when your stubbornness was like really helpful for you?
Ooh, crap. Well, you might want to ask my husband this one, because he'll be like, it's never helpful. He says that I like steamroll a lot of situations because I don't like, let me say, I'm not involved in anything halfway. Like if I'm going to be involved in something, I'm going to be 100% with it, 100% present, and 100% give my all to this thing. Sometimes I might have an opinion that's louder than other people's opinions, but I think that's the fire in me. I'm 100% on board with the idea that certain parts of our personality can come from astrology. Like I don't 100%, because I don't know a lot about it. I'm not 100% on board with it. But when I say like I have the fire in me, there's never been anything more true. Like I am the epitome of like take charge, lead, achieve the thing. Nothing's going to stop me, that kind of thing. So stubbornness, tenacity, I guess could be another word, where I don't give up easily. If I feel like one situation isn't working out, I'll find another way to make it work. Because I'm stubborn, I'm like, no. This square is going to fit into this circle. It's just going to. And so, especially with manifesting, that's sometimes a really powerful quality too, because there's no other option. I'm going to have this thing. There's no other path. This is it. So it becomes, it's almost like laser focused on a thing. Am I answering any of your questions? I'm not sure. I'm just talking, but
I mean, you're being helpful. You're being helpful.
Well, that's good. That's good. But it does, I guess the basics of how my stubbornness has become valuable to me is it really just doesn't allow me to give up. I think that's the best way to put it. It does not allow me to give up. It doesn't allow me to wonder what could have been or regret, because I will go at everything at 100%.
Yeah. I'm really a big believer that any part of you that you don't find valuable, you just need to dig far enough until you get to the innocence of that part.
Exactly.
So, like, I always give the perfectionist example, but I want to give another one.
What about like procrastination?
Okay, what about it?
Well, is that a good one?
I mean, yeah, let's try and work with it.
We're trying to dig deep into the value of procrastination.
Okay, yeah. So let's
Okay.
say if you're a procrastinator and you obviously don't value this about yourself, you see it as something really detrimental, you can maybe go back and be like, when did I start this habit of procrastinating? Why do I procrastinate? Maybe I'm scared of getting it done and it's not as good as I wanted it to be, or maybe I'm scared of if I finish it, then I'll have so much free time that I won't know what to do with myself. Or maybe, like, what are some ways that we procrastinate, but it's like, it's happening for a reason. Like, there's a part of you that feels that procrastinating is the best way.
Right. So, like, really what it comes down to, and procrastination and perfectionism are sisters, by the way, maybe half sisters, but they're definitely related to each other. Fraternal twins, whatever you want to say. They definitely are related. So, like, when you said, I'm procrastinating because I feel like maybe I won't do it good enough. Hello, that's perfectionism. I don't want to do it if it's not going to be perfect. So they do very much go hand in hand. And at the root of any kind of hesitancy, or I guess negative feeling around anything, or fear maybe around something, it does come down to a sense of unsafety. You feel unsafe somehow. So with procrastination, I want to get into like a specific example of procrastinating. Should we procrastinate like calling someone to break up with them? Should we procrastinate getting that's a good one? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're procrastinating breaking up with somebody, why? Why would you be? You don't want to hurt their feelings. You maybe judge yourself a little bit for the reasons behind it, and yet it has to be done.
You don't want to feel the pain yet of what's going to inevitably come once you do that. And if you're looking at all these things are actually such beautiful intentions, like maybe the procrastination itself you don't find valuable or beautiful, but when you look at the reason why you're procrastinating, it's like you don't want to cause anyone pain. That's valuable.
Yeah.
You're a great person. Like, you don't want to feel bad yourself, and like nobody wants to feel bad, so that's human. It's nice that you want to feel good. Like, that's a form of self-love, wanting good things for yourself. What was the other thing that we said?
I don't know. But it really just comes down to like, why do I feel unsafe making this call? And most of the time, it's usually because the subconscious doesn't know what it's like to not be with this person. You've developed a habit, you've developed a pattern, you've developed a known in the subconscious that's like, this is what we know. Anything outside of that is stupid, is dangerous. It's not for you. And so this procrastination of like, if I do this, I don't know what the other side of that is going to be. That can bring up a lot of like procrastination, a lot of hesitancy to do the thing. And yet staying and not making the call is also uncomfortable. So a lot of time we get in this analysis paralysis where we're like, don't know which way to go. But in your heart, you always do. It's, sometimes the painful thing is still the right thing to do.
Yeah. And going off of this example of procrastination, like, it's not the actual procrastination that you have to view as valuable. It's you have to see how you are valuable and you are innocent and you are well intended. And then it just is expressed through the
It's the intentions behind the thing. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. It's not like, oh, I value my procrastination. That's such a great quality about me. It's like, underneath the procrastination are these great qualities about you, that you don't want to hurt people, you don't want to be in pain, you don't want to do something wrong, whatever it is. So that's where you dig deep, you find your innocence, and then you rediscover your value from a trait that you once said was not valuable, but look at how much value it just showed to you.
Beautiful.
Boom. This is something that I do in my Radical Self-Love course. So if you go to radicalselflovecourse.com, I created a whole online course for you guys. that has a bunch of really practical exercises like this that you can take yourself through. Well, I take you through it via like a video form, but I won't be there in real life, just in the videos that I created for you guys. But there's a lot of exercises like this that are so helpful. So definitely check it out. And there is a special little discount when you go there. So scope the situation, don't miss out.
Isn't there a discount through Patreon too?
Yep.
Or is that a different thing?
If you're one of our higher supporter Patreons, you get 20% off all my courses.
And my digital audios, guys.
Yeah.
Anything
we got
you can get online from either of us is 20% off.
So to find that, you would go to patreon.com/high vibe.
Do it. There's lots of cool stuff waiting for you there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about Warby Parker.
Yes. A new concept in eyewear. I just want to get the tagline in there and sound really cool.
You're so funny. So guys, you probably have heard of Warby Parker before. They make these stunningly cute and wonderful like eyewear glasses. And now they also have contacts. But they are of the belief that prescription eyewear should not cost you more than a plane ticket or a new iPhone, which I 100% agree with. And by circumventing traditional channels and engaging with customers directly through their website and retail stores, Warby Parker is able to provide high quality, good looking prescription eyewear at a fraction of the price. I really love Warby Parker. They have like a really easy and quick little quiz you can take on their website that shows you different styles that would be good for you. And then you can get an at-home try-on of like 5 pairs for free. It's really, really cool. You have to take this like really quick quiz, like I mentioned, and I know like for me, it was really easy. It just asks you like, what do you like? And it takes a couple measurements, I believe, if I remember correctly. And then they show you frames based on your answers and you get them very quickly. I think I got mine within like a few days, and you can keep them for 5 days and then you ship them back for free. They pay for everything shipping wise and you can decide what you want from there. So,
and it's totally non-committal. Like if you're like, I'm not sure if I want to get glasses from these people, but I want to try on some glasses, like you can send them back. No commitment necessary. So
yeah, it's really cool. So the glasses on their site start at $95, including prescription lenses. So if you're like me and you have a really cool, like crazy prescription, I mean, I say it is, it's probably not that bad, but then you can just upload it right to their website, upload a picture of your prescription, and they set you up with the exact right prescription. And lenses include anti-glare and anti-scratch coatings. And if you guys want to try this at home try on, which you totally should, because there's no obligation to buy at all. You just get to decide what you like and go from there. You go to warbyparker.com/Vibin, take the quiz, and order your free home try on. They also, like I mentioned, they have contacts as well. So they're called Scout by Warby Parker. They're comfortable, breathable, and affordable daily contact lenses. They're made from super moist material that resists drying for lasting hydration and comfort. You guys can order a trial pack that includes 6 days worth of contacts for only $5 and then receive $5 off your next Warby Parker order. Once again, that is warbyparker.com/Vibin to get all this good stuff.
Love it. Love it.
You love it. I love it.
I think I've been saying that after every read because I just love it all.
Dude, I mean, that's the thing. We don't say yes to these unless we really, really like them or use them already, or we believe in them. So you guys are getting only the best.
That's right.
We don't even want to tell you what we've turned down. No.
It's embarrassing.
That's a whole Patreon discussion. Yes. So where are we with this? What else can we talk about? Because I'm loving this conversation.
Well, we can talk about a lot of things. I feel like there's a plane going over my head, so it's loud and I'm all distracted.
I actually can't hear anything, so we're good.
Oh, that's great.
Good microphone.
Yeah. So we have all of our lists of your gifts, your talents, things that you're good at, lists of what other people value about you, lists of how you bring value to your relationships. We just kind of showed you a little example of how to take a part that you don't really love about yourself and find the inherent value that's underneath it, that's covered up by that thing. This is definitely something we'll be doing at my self-love retreat, which is next week, which I'm so excited to go.
So next week's show is going to be a pre-record. We just recorded it before this show. And then the week after, I think aren't we going to do just like a rerun of one of our best episodes?
Mm-hmm.
So that's of course, that's on the Voice America server. But of course, you can binge and get caught up with all of our episodes on any or all of your favorite podcast platforms. Don't forget to subscribe. But what were you saying before that? Because I really had something to hop on there. Oh, well, what we were talking about basically this whole episode is these practices and these techniques and these tips are all very, very great ways to start integrating this work consciously. You know, you're going to be obviously conscious while you do this. If you guys want to dive deeper and go into more unconscious stuff, that's where I would say visualize a version of you that knows her value. And I mean, sometimes, like I'll do this with clients and
her or his value.
Thank you so much. Yes. His or her value. I'll do this with clients and I'll say like, remember a time when you really felt your value, when you really owned your worth and you knew that you were unstoppable. Sometimes they can come up with an idea and we'll go with that. If you can think of a time where you knew you had your value, you were owning your value, owning your power, unstoppable confidence, you were a badass bee, whatever. If you can think of a time, perfect. Go with that. Really visualize it. Feel those feelings. Remember what that feels like to start reminding the subconscious that you already know how to do this. You just need to remember. If you can't think of a way, then think of somebody who embodies that for you. It could because of the halftime show, I've had a lot of clients say like J-Lo or Shakira. I've had a lot of clients say Beyonce because she's just a given. You will always have something pop up in your mind first when you think of somebody who really owns and is unapologetic about their worth and their value. And then you can use a little visualization to just close your eyes, take some deep breaths, put yourself in an altered state, and just kind of merge with that vision, with that image, and bring her or him into your mind, into your body, in just the perfect spot, integrate it, and kind of bring yourself out. And this is something that I do with clients in hypnosis, but you can do a small version of this by yourself. I also have a worthiness audio in my shop.
I was just going to ask you about that. I was thinking like, doesn't she already have an audio hypnosis that people can just download and it's already ready and it's about worthiness, right?
It's worthiness.
Where can people find that?
Well, two places actually, because you can go to lindsayrobinson.com/SHOP. We will link it. I'm pretty sure we can link it in the description. Or right now, and this is the last day for it, guys, go to my Instagram. I have a giveaway going on where you can win any two of your choice, any two of my hypnosis audios. So if you want to get more worthy, if you want to, go into a past life, if you want to connect your intuition, there's so many choices. So go check out the giveaway, and that's Instagram.com/Lindsay Robinson, or just at me, Lindsay Robinson. You should know how to spell my name by now. But if you don't, just look on wherever you're watching this or seeing this and you'll be able to spell it. But yeah, giveaway ends tonight. I'll be announcing the winner tomorrow. You could win 2 hypnosis audios, so don't sleep on this giveaway. What else do we want to talk about? We got a couple minutes left.
I just wish for everyone to love themselves more, and I just really want everyone to remember their
okay, Miss America.
Worth. I'm being serious though.
You know what? I totally know. I know you are, and I know how genuine this is coming, and you're just an amazing human. But yes, these are all ways to start doing that now. If it's something that you want to do and just want to see what life is like when you really own your power and see what you're capable of and the kind of magic you can bring into your life just by knowing your importance and you're deserving, try some of this stuff. Definitely. You have nothing to lose.
Yeah. Also, Lindsay's hypnosis audios are like really affordable, and so you should totally buy them. But if you're like, oh, I don't have like $200 to drop on a self-love course, that's totally fine. Like, just follow me on Instagram. I'm always posting golden nuggets of wisdom on there. So if you just follow at Kelsey Aida, KelseyAida, I'm like always on Instagram posting.
If you're not following us on Instagram by now, like, what are you doing?
Yeah, follow Lindsay too, because we're always
more goodness. That's content. Where we are. LYNNSEYROBINSON. Anyway,
and message us. We love when you message us and when you share the show and when you tell us your thoughts about it and all that.
Yeah.
So
anyway, we will see you not next week, but in 2 weeks. You'll still have new content coming to you next week. But either way, we love y'all, and love yourself more as much as we love you. And we'll see you soon.